A few people have asked me for a video showing the Canon HF-G25's zoom capabilities, so here it is. I'll go through the optical zoom, the digital zoom and why you shouldn't use it, and the zoom speed. Let's start with the lens zoomed out fully to its widest setting, pointing at my garden fence. Now here's the zoom in to the maximum optical zoom, which is 10 times magnification. It's all good so far, and I should point out this was all filmed on a tripod, so it's nice and steady without any in-camera stabilization needed. Now at this point, the maximum optical zoom on pretty much any camcorder, I'd advise you to stop zooming, because any further means switching on the digital zoom. On the Canon, that's first to 40 times zoom, and then up to 200 times. Both are a very bad idea, as you can see here. At 40 times, the picture is already very blurry. And if we take it up to the camera's maximum 200 times, it's just unusable and frankly pointless. Now the reason is that the Canon has a native 1920 by 1080 sensor. In other words, it has exactly 1920 by 1080 pixels, full HD. Now a digital zoom is just scaling up part of the image so it fits full screen, and as the Canon has no more detail in its sensor than full HD, scaling it up means there's no more data for the camera to use, so it has to quite literally imagine what the zoomed pixels might be and display those. Well, inevitably the image becomes all blocky and blurry and an imaginary representation of the zoomed part. To see what I mean, compare that to the image taken on a 6 megapixel Nikon D40 stills camera. Now, viewed at HD resolution, it looks much the same as the Canon. But because the underlying image has 6 megapixels instead of the HD 2 megapixels, we can digitally zoom in or scale up part of the image without losing detail when it's viewed as HD. Now some other camcorders, like those from Sony and Panasonic, have sensors with more pixels than are actually needed for HD, and so like on the Nikon image, those cameras can do a certain amount of digital zoom without losing resolution. But there are good technical reasons why Canon chose the sensor they did, but just be aware that on the Canon, digital zoom of any amount is utterly pointless. Now, zoom speed. There are two menus that affect zoom speed. The first gives you a choice of 3 settings: fast, normal or slow. But this is also dependent on how you've set the zoom lever speed, which can either be fixed to one of 16 levels, with 16 being as fast as the fastest setting you set on the previous menu, if you see what I mean, or it can be set to variable, so the more you press the zoom rocker, the faster the zoom is, again up to the fastest setting you set on the zoom speed menu. I hope that made sense, that basically the two menus interact with each other. Note that even if you set the zoom rocker to fixed speed, you can still do variable speed zooms, slow and fast, with a remote controller plugged in. This is what it looks like on the fastest setting, and this is the slowest zoom, which according to the manual takes more than 4 minutes to go from full wide to full telephoto. That's it, I think. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel if you found the video helpful.